Okay, so to talk about my challenge groups this year, I think it's really important to start with where I started my first 2 years as a coach. So, my first 2 years, you guys, I had like a really solid, simple system for my challenge groups where I would start a challenge group the first Monday of every single month. It was 21 days to get into it. You needed a challenge pack. It's awesome. It was amazing, and it started really small. My first one started with 3 people, and slowly over time it grew, because that's all I did. I was very, very consistent. I showed up on social media every single day. I shared my story, and I always had something to invite to. And the cool thing is that we can stand behind what we offer with 150%, knowing that if you follow the system, you're going to get results and you're going to lose weight. And that's what happened. And that's how I built my coaching team, was with people from my challenge groups who fell in love with the products and wanted to share that themselves, or at least wanted to get a discount. My first 2 years, I could not keep up with the results that I was seeing from my challengers. I had so many results, and that made me really, really proud, because that's my job as a coach, is to help people get results in their life. I would hit Success Club 20 minimum every single month, and I created an incredible team. That was a great system. It was really simple, and I was very consistent, and the compound effect took over. This year, at the beginning of the year, they announced that they were going to be offering the All Access Pass for an entire year. And that got me really, really excited. And I always think, okay, what can I take from Beachbody? And just give me 1 second, guys. Alex, I need you to be quiet, please, or you're going to go into your room. I need you to sit down and close your eyes and go to sleep. No, you need to go to sleep. No. What did I say? Close your eyes, or you're going to go back into your room. Sorry, guys. I'm like, mom tonight. Dusty's at hockey. So this year, the All Access Pass came out, and I'm always thinking in my head, how can I take what Beachbody offers and build a community around it and help people get results, right? So I'm like, okay, so they're offering this All Access Pass now for a year. Why don't I create a yearly community? It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a lot less to manage, and we can just like change it up every single month. And I can just add girls into that and really build a community around that. And I got really excited about it. I had an amazing December. I did an amazing January promoting it because I was really, really excited. But what I found in the group is that things kind of didn't go the way I thought it was going to be for the whole year. And that's for a few reasons. What I found is that after like 2 or 3 months, so people invested in an All Access Challenge pack in December or January. January was amazing. February was really good. And then what I found is that like March, April, May, people started like, where did they go? I don't know. And what I found is that people were not invested into the group because they were not invested into their own fitness. They were not committed, right? So maybe they had canceled their Shakeology, maybe they had taken a break. And so all this time, May, June, July, I was trying to like remotivate these people, right? From one investment that they made 3 or 4 months back. And it really became draining to me. It was hard for me to invite to this group because I felt like, people weren't getting the results for numerous reasons. One, because I didn't make it mandatory for people to stay on Shakeology and stay on these products that I know will help them get results, and that's my job. And it just kind of became diluted. It was also a very large group because now at this point in my business, you guys, I have, hundreds of challengers, and, I have 100 personally sponsored coaches, right? But what I found is that I was trying to like invest in all these people who were, who maybe gave up 3 or 4 months prior, and it was taking my eyes off the people who were committed today and invested today. And that was hard for me. It was hard to manage. It drained me. It wasn't, I couldn't stay focused. I really, really lost my focus that way. And then it was like more complicated than it needed to be. It was more complicated than I made it 2 years prior. It's really simple, you guys. So, that's kind of where that was my year-long group. And, in the last few months, I'm just like, doing my best, working with the willing, working with people, but it's like, it's really impossible for me to like go back to the girls who say purchase a challenge pack or January and February and like try to remotivate them. Like, what am I supposed to do? You know, and when we try to do that, when we try to work with people who are just not in it themselves, you know what that feels like, right? Maybe challengers on your team or even coaches on your team, like it's just exhausting. It's not where your energy should go. So, you know, looking back this year, I'm always like trying new things, seeing what works, seeing what didn't work. I think it's really important to tell you guys, though, there's so much good that came from that group alone, right? Like letting people in with an all access pass for $99. You know, one of those girls where it was Kirsten on my team who, you know, went diamond in a very short period of time. And she was one of the top producing coaches on my team and continues to be. So when you're looking at things and you're analyzing in your business, you know, like what's working, what's not working, I think it's really important to also see the good. There's always a silver lining. There's always a good. And for me, you know, like she's like probably on the phone, like bossing it up right now. You know, I look at her and I'm like, I'm happy that I did that because of this. You know, there's always a silver lining. There's always good. So I think that's really important to look at. But moving forward, again, I'm going to take this experience. I'm going to take this year and think about how I can make changes moving forward, what fills me up every day, and what I think is going to really benefit the people that I work with and benefit my business and make it really fun. So moving forward, again, you guys, I look at what my job is. My job is to create an environment for people to get results, right? Like that's my job. So moving forward, I'm going to go back to a really simple system that works well for me. So I'm going to be going back to monthly groups, and I'm really excited about it. I'm so excited. I'm so very excited. I'm going to kind of talk to you about why I'm going to be doing that. And what I'm already implementing and why I'm really excited about it, okay? Then I'm gonna talk about like what's already going amazing with my Happy Holiday Challenge that hasn't even started yet, how I'm seeing results in that, and then we're gonna go right into my inbox. I'm gonna show you guys how I invite, you know, what kind of conversations I have with people, how I get people to commit, and then at the end, I'll answer any of your guys' questions, okay? But if you guys have any questions at all, again, this is not formal, so just ask them in the chat and we'll go from there, okay? So next year, again, I've like, honestly, you guys, the last few months, I'm like, I can't wait to go back to monthly groups. I can't wait to go back to monthly groups because again, I'm running this huge ass group with like 150 people and 5 people are posting. And it's just like kind of been draining on me. So I'm really excited to go back to monthly groups. And I was like, should I go in December? Should I go in January? And I was like, you know what? Like I run a really fun Happy Holiday Challenge every year and I'm just going to do it now. So what I've been doing is that, so I posted this and I had a lot of people interested in it, and I'll show you guys my post and how I invite. I had a lot of people in my She Commits group. Like I had a lot of new people interested, and I also had a lot of people in this group also interested, girls who I thought like, where have you been the last 10 months? I don't know. So it's been really, really cool to get them re-engaged. And again, I'm making it, you have to invest in the group. So a challenge pack is required, or a Shakeology purchase is required because I pour a lot into the people I work with, and you know, I just want to know people are in it with me, right? And I want people who have the tools that I know are going to get them results. And what I think I missed, or where I kind of went wrong over the last month or this last year, is that you know, like I can't guarantee that people are going to get the results, you know, the results I know they can get just following the workouts, right? Here and there. Like I need to know you're invested and committed into it. And there's something behind it. Like, I don't know the psychology about it, but it's proven when you pay money and you're invested, you're going to take it more seriously, right? So we have to really value our worth as well. So for my Happy Holiday Challenge, a challenge pack is required for my new people. And I'm, you know, the girls who are currently in my 2017 wellness group, She Commits, a purchase is required of some time, some kind, right? If that's Shakeology or the Performance Line or whatever works for them. And for my coaches as well, you have to have an active status, right? I need to know you're in it with us. So, you know, I'm just making it a requirement. And this is what I did my first 2 years, that coaches have to have an active coach account, meaning they need 50 personal volume points, meaning that they've purchased something or sold something in the last 30 days to participate in my groups as well. So that's what I'm doing. So this is how I like to run my monthly groups, you guys. Super simple, okay? Start date, end date, 3 weeks. I've tried 3-month groups. I've had a year-long group now. 3 weeks is a really fun way to keep yourself engaged and create a community that keeps you interested, because if you're getting bored in your groups, your people are getting bored, period, okay? Don't get bored in your groups. So I like to have a 3-week group. I find it's the perfect engagement time for people. I like to give them a start date and an end date so they know what to expect, and that helps them stay committed as well. I like to do like a theme every single month, and this is where you can get really creative in your business. Every single month, you've seen coaches do it. It really works. People like to be a part of something. So for my Happy Holiday Challenge, that's what I'm doing in December. In January, I already have some ideas, like with a little bit obsessed coming out, and it's the new year. So I might do a theme like get obsessed with life or something, like, because a lot of people have new resolutions in life. So just something that incorporates the program. You don't have to use the same wording, but just some ideas, so that's where you get to get creative in your business. I always like to incorporate something where like I'm giving back to them, or we're doing something as a group. So for December, we're doing I'm doing a 21-day of giveaways, and I'm not like the prizes. It is an investment into my business. It's something I'm really happy to do with people who are invested in me and committed to me, and making it fun, and making it fun for them to get results. So we're doing like a 21-day of giveaways. I'm not like spending thousands of dollars, but you can get creative. I've learned you can get really creative, going to stores like Ardeen's and things like that. Like you can get really cute stuff for people for $5 a day. $5-10 a day is usually my budget, and that's going to be really fun for people who are committed, invested, and checking in. And we're also going to be doing something, I haven't told them this yet, but I'm also going to do so I'm going to do my 21-day of giveaways, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a check-in post or some kind of challenge for them every day, where they're doing something where they're giving back to their community every day. And it doesn't mean that they need to be spending money, but maybe it's just being intentional about the true meaning of Christmas, and doing something good for something, or helping somebody out, or giving somebody a compliment, or just being intentional with giving back. So the real so you can get the good feelings going too about people helping other people, because that's what makes you happy, and I want them to do that. So that's something I'm going to be doing this challenge group too, which I'm really excited about. And again, the commitment, the challenge pack is required. I'm standing firm with that. And this year it was really hard because I kind of made loose rules in the beginning, and I wanted to also follow through with what I said. So this month I was I was kind of to be honest, I was kind of worried. I was I don't want these girls who have been with me for a year and I haven't made a requirement all year, but now, and then we get up all in our head, right? And I said before, if you're in your head, you're dead. And so I kind of stood firm in what the requirements were, everything. I let the girls know, and I'll show you guys some conversations with people who have also been in my year-long group, and they've required, and everybody is okay with it. They want to invest in it. They want to invest in their health, and they want to invest in you. So don't be scared to ask for that, you guys, right? Don't be scared to ask for the sale. Stand firm in knowing that you have the total solution with people. They need to invest in it. And I really, truly don't believe you can get amazing results just doing the workouts on its own, or just kind of doing the nutrition on its own. I know with 150% guarantee that I can help you get to your goals if you invest in Shakeology, if you invest in the performance line, if you follow the system, if you follow the nutrition plan, if you follow the workouts. And people need those tools, right? And it's just yeah, so I stand firm in that. And in the early days of my business, I let people in who weren't invested. I let people in because I just needed bodies in that. But now I'm at a place in my business where I'm I need you to be committed if you want my time. If I'm exchanging time with you from my family, I need to know you're in it with me and that you're committed, okay? Does that make sense, you guys? You guys have any questions about that?
Tell them a secret.
I need you to lay down, please. I need you to close your eyes. Allie, do you want to go back in your room? No? I need you to lay down, please. at bedtime, you got to kind of be a hard ass with your kids, or you'll be up until 10. No, I'm kidding. Firm but fair. Yeah, for sure. And this is my job, you guys. This is like how I feed my family. And like, I have no problem now, like in asking people for a sale. Like that's totally cool with me. I stand, again, you guys, I really truly believe in what we do. I believe in the power of our community, and I know that they're going to get results, and it's freaking dirt cheap. Like, I have no problem talking about the price or anything like that. So, so this year I'm gonna, okay, so let's just talk about the Happy Holiday Challenge. It goes December 4th to 25th. It's my 4th annual, like I said, and I told you guys kind of what I'm gonna incorporate it. So let's just maybe go into exactly how I'm inviting to it to give you guys some ideas, okay? But before that, Sarah, do you find people get annoyed having to be added to your new group each and every month? No, you know what, Sarah? I find people love it. People love a fresh start. People love to take that, you know, because my groups are 3 weeks. It gives them a break from the group, and I like that, because then they're like, oh, I really need this accountability. People like a fresh start. New energy is really, really important. And like a new start every single month. And I find that with a new group, that maybe it is because it is more of a new start for me, and your energy is everything. Your energy pours out. And Nicole talked a lot about that. And this is like, I'm going to show you guys what works for me, but I want you guys to do too, like, take this, but do what works for you. If you want to do a year-long group and it fills you up and you have amazing energy and you're showing up and you're consistent, like, that's what's most important, right? Like, the logistics behind it isn't as important. This is what really gets me excited, and I think that excitement gets translated to my new challengers as well. I love a new cover photo. I love a theme. I love something fun. I love to be a part of something myself, and that's why I think that my challengers also love that. All right, I'm Cheryl. How do you politely tell past customers who are not purchasing anything that they can't participate? That's a really great question, Cheryl. So what I do, to kind of go off, I just want to address this now before I move on. And this post is also in the Fail Lounge. So what I did is, my group was 3 weeks long. Usually on day 5 or 6, what I do like a please like this status when you've seen it. And I remind people that Shakeology is auto ship, right? So there's no surprises. Your Shakeology is auto ship. It's not really a big deal now, because they also email it to people. But they didn't used to. So I wanted to do my due diligence and know, like, even though you check the box inside as no, it's auto ship, even though you're getting the email saying 2 weeks before that your order's going through, like, I do my due diligence, and just let them know. I think this is a really great opportunity in that post to let them know about the coach discount. And I let them know ahead of time. I'm very transparent about the requirements for my group. And it says there right in the post, that says, to best balance my family and my work, a purchase that calendar month or Shakeology is required. And you know what, I'm going to bump that post in the Fit Lounge, because it's the same one that I've used. It's really simple, but with that, I do a graphic that shows the difference in price from a coach. I like to call this math in the face. Like, if you want to stay on Shakeology, there's no reason to stay on as a customer, because, like, you're going to save money even with coach fee, and you save more money because a lot more people now are using the performance line and other products as well. So I like it. That's what I do. So then that's what I do. And then people in that post usually reach out to me. I'm like, you don't need to make a decision now, but here is the requirements for my group. Again, I'm very transparent. Here's the coach discount, reach out to me. And then usually throughout the challenge, I'm checking in with them too. I'm having conversations with them. I ask them how they're enjoying their Shakeology. If they're loving it, I'm straight up asking them, like, if you'd like, and really simply, I'm just saying, like, if you want, I can sign you up as a coach for the discount. You don't have to work the business. You can just simply enjoy the 25% and participate, say, in my January group. And they love that, you know, just keeping it really simple. And if they're saying, like, no, I hate, like, then I'm also helping them, like, know how to cancel it too, right? So it goes both ends. But to answer your question specifically, what I do, if I know that they're not committed, or they're not showing up, or they've just straight up said that they're not going to be a part of my group, or maybe I just haven't heard from them, or I don't know, what I do is after the challenge is completed, I message everybody, and I'll just say, like, hey, Cheryl, I just want to thank you so much for joining in my Happy Holiday Challenge. It's been so great getting to know you. And I would just say, like, please let me know if I can ever help you in any way. And they're like, thank you, it was great. You know, like, I've never had anybody saying, you know, that it wasn't good. So if I didn't know, then I'd probably just ask them like, hey, you know, just to remind you, we have a group starting January 4th. I'd love to be a part of it. Like, where are you at? What are your thoughts? And kind of see where they're at. But if they're not willing to commit, I have no problem saying like, you know, I'm sorry to see you leave. It's been great to knowing you. Please let me know if I can ever help you in any way. And I've never, as long as you're transparent in your requirements, then it's okay. But I have also learned, you guys, that people are going to treat you or you're going to teach people how to treat you, right? And if you stand firm in what you do and you're very transparent and you're okay with that, people are going to be okay with that too, right? If you're like wishy-washy and kind of letting people in and just being like, or feeling bad about people, that and like starting to do things that you don't really want to do, but you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, then you're going to become drained and people are going to take advantage of you. But it's not really being taken advantage of you. It's just letting people walk all over you, right? And I'll tell you, and it's not intentional. I don't say that in a bad way that people are walking all over you, but you teach people how to treat you. So again, I'm very transparent. I stand firm behind what I believe, and I'm okay with somebody not being okay with that, because again, I want to work with people who are 100% committed. That's my job. So I hope that answers your question, Cheryl. I know that's a long-winded answer. Again, I guess I should have just said, I don't like tell them they can't participate. I'll give everybody the option. But I just like, I don't say you can't, I just thank them for being a part of it and letting me know if I can help them in any other way. Sometimes they never reply again. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they reply a month later and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, life got crazy. Like, that's okay. As long as you're treating everybody the same. All right, so where was I? Let's go to my invites. Just pull it up here, guys. Sally, I need you to lay down and close your eyes, please. You have to kind of treat your challengers like you treat your kids. Firm, but with love. Down, please. I love you too, baby. Callie, I need you to go to your room, please, and lay down in your room. Mommy will be there in about 10-20 minutes, okay? You can build something if you want right now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. 5 minutes is okay. Thank you guys with your patience and flexibility with the change of the call tonight. We're just all doing the best we can. Just gonna have this ready before I share my screen with you guys. We're not jumping all over the place. I want you guys to know too, with your challenge groups and people in them, it's okay to make exceptions too. As a coach, you get to make the rules. Like if I have somebody in my challenge groups, and I have in the past in my monthly groups, and I genuinely know that they just cannot, like they love Shakeology, but they just like are in a place where they cannot afford it. But they bring it every day. They do their best. They bring amazing energy and they give. Then I have no problem making an exception for that person, right? Like I have no problem with that. And so it's okay to always make exceptions. Sorry, I've got 80-day obsession on my mind. It's always okay to do that. It's not like you have to be, you know, but it's good to have. It's good to just, I guess, have a system and always do what feels good to you. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen here. All right, so share my screen. It's like I've done this for the first time. Here we go, desktop. All right, so first of all, can you guys just give me a thumbs up that you can see my inbox? All right, cool. So first of all, let's just talk about how I invited to this challenge. So I had a date set. You know, I don't put a lot of thought into I'm more like action oriented. So I get an idea. I'm like, oh my God, it's Christmas. I want to do something fun. Happy holiday challenge, start date. Let's advertise and let's get this out there as soon as possible, right? So this was the very first invite that I did for this challenge. And you guys can screenshot if you want. It's really simple. As you can see, registration opens tonight. I want some friends who want to go into 2018 feeling amazing. I'm doing my 4th annual Happy Holiday Challenge. It could be your first annual. It doesn't matter. I'd love to give back to you guys, and I talk a little bit about giveaways. I have 21 spots available. Comment below, okay? And I actually got like a lot of interest on this, and I was really excited. I guess what I want you guys to take away about this invite is that when you do it, just do like a simple picture. You don't need like, what I find now is like the ads don't really work. Like with lots of stuff going on, it just kind of looks salesy, right? So this is just a picture of me in a dress. It's nothing fancy. And less is always more in your invite. Don't give away anything. Make people interested. You want to create curiosity. That's the goal. So I didn't give anything. I didn't say what's included. I didn't give any dates or anything. I just said, if you're interested, I'll send you the details, and then I kind of figure out the details later. So that's a really simple invite. So that's what I did first. And then what I also did is on my like page, you can do this on your like page or your personal page. I just made a really simple cover photo, and with the same wording. I put register. I gave a link to my site, you guys. I want you guys to know too, like I have a website. It's something that I wanted to invest in. I thought it was like a fun passion project, but most of my people don't come from my site. I think once you get to a certain point, kind of gives like a more professional look, right? To like back up that you have a website. But I want you to know that 99% of my business does not come from my website. So I don't want you guys to think that now you have to go rush off and do a website. Okay, if you want to, that's great, but it's not necessary. So this is what I did. Very, very similar. I was really surprised though, most of my engagement came from Instagram. So all these people were interested, and and what I did is I just wrote all of their, I'll show you. I just wrote all their names on a list, and I check in with them one-on-one. So again, what I do when I usually do this, you guys, is there's like kind of 3 categories that people fit into. My coaches that are already on my team. A lot of these people are already coaches on my team, right? There's coaches on my team. There's people who I've worked with in the past, and there's new people. I always focus my energy first on having conversations with new people. And that's just what I do. It's not because I don't value my coaches or my old people, but I always address my new people first and kind of get that conversation going. Maybe because it takes time to develop relationships with people. And I just want to get that conversation going. Okay. So my new people I start to have conversations with, I'll show you guys in one conversation. It's like really simple. I don't think I can see my messages here, so I'll just go to my inbox on my like page. I had one the other day. Oh, what was her name? Oh no, sorry. She messaged me on my like page. Sorry guys, I'm jumping around here. Oh, look at that. Transformation Tuesday I just saw. I don't have 36 messages in my inbox. For some reason, my Instagram is linked to this. Here we go. So let's just talk about this conversation. This is somebody I don't really know. I've never had a conversation with. And she inquired, so she sent me a message. looking for a bit more information on your, she called it my Santisati group or what, that's cool. So, so you can see here, I just kind of like, less is always more with your conversations. I've said this before. So basically I just said it starts December 4th to 25th. You're following a program. It's a small and intimate group. It's a great way to stay committed. I'm going to do a giveaway every day. And then this is the main thing. And this is what you can ask people when they say they want more information. I always ask them what their goals are, because I want to know what they struggle with, because when I know what they struggle with, I know how I can help them best. I want to know what their pain points are. And then what I do is I take what we offer, and I show them how it's going to help them really simply. And I like to have a conversation about it. So she told me her struggles. I don't want to put her on blast here, but she just kind of told me what she was struggling with. She wants to lose some weight. She's getting married. She told me, obviously she's busy. She has a husband who works away. She works a job. She has kids, So what I'm also doing when I'm having these conversations with people, I first want them to thank them for opening up to you. You guys probably have people who are opening up to you already too. Thank them for that, because that's vulnerability for people. So I thank them for that. I definitely tell them I can definitely help them achieve their goals, because again, I'm very confident in what we do. And then what I like to do is I like to see our commonalities, because when you're building relationships with people, you just the easiest way to build trust with people is just let them know that they're just like you. So I kind of talk about I kind of, just even when they tell me what they're struggling with, I still kind of okay, that's good. But I want to talk about what else is going in your life too. And that's just how I've learned to get to know people, and build relationships with them, because that's key. Because that's how you get people to trust you. That's how you build friendships with people. That's how you get to know if they're going to be a good match for you. And that's what I do. So I just say we have a lot in common. I got married in Mexico. My husband used to work away. I totally get where you're coming from. I get it, sounds to me I tell people, especially when they're crazy busy and they have all these reasons why, I say all those reasons why should be the reason why it's crucial for you to take care of yourself. In this case, because I've had a lot of interest in my groups, I've been kind of getting straight to the point. Sometimes I'll take more time having conversations, but this time I just said, I just jumped right into it and showed her what we offer. This is, the workouts we do. At this point, you guys can screenshot this. I've shared this before. This is how I talk about what we do. I keep it really simple. The workouts we do alternate. I talk a little bit about the nutrition program, and I talk about the group support, right? And so what I usually do in conversations too, I don't like to put this all in one big blob, but what I would probably have done I think I was doing this late last night, but it's all good. I would talk about the food alone and kind of talk about food. And then I'd ask her what she does for exercise. And then I'd kind of address how I could solve that problem for her. Obviously it sounds like she has a time problem. So I'd emphasize how the workouts are short. You get it. But usually what I do is I take this is the wording I always use, and kind of just break it up. And then I ask, is that something you can commit to? I think it's important when you're giving information, you have to ask a question, or that's when, because if you don't, even when I do, sometimes they still don't answer, but they think about it and then they get busy and life gets busy. So it's always good to answer a question. And so she went into some other things about having a dairy sensitivity, to hit on cash, getting married, it's just objections, which are really normal. And I just address those suggestions. I have a dairy allergy too. The shake is vegan. You're covered. It's all good. That's why I eat, again, plant-based. It's up to you. And then I just got into the price. I say, what I do is I like to show the value first. And again, when you truly believe in what we do and you stand firm behind it, it's all good talking about the price, because when you think about it, what they get is crazy cheap. It's cheap. It's not expensive at all. So I say they're on sale. It includes all, this is the wording I use. This is you guys can screenshot this if you want to. This is the wording that I use when I talk about the price. And then I say at the end, you get all this, and then you don't have to pay anything for me, for the group support and me as your coach. And then I ask again, can you commit to that? then I say my sister got married there. And then she kind of talks about the payments. And because, again, you guys, maybe this isn't the best example because sometimes I would like maybe address this, but she's like, that won't work because it's on the budget. And I said, that's too bad. Like, we would love to have you. Let me know in a better time when you would be. And at this point, what I would do is I would just follow up with her for my next group in January, right? And they'd be like, hey, Becca, just checking in, seeing how things are. Like, I have a group starting in January. I'd love to think about you. That's how I would really usually handle it. But then she just went in to say how she may be able to join a little bit late, and that's okay. But I think because I've been really good at like inviting and like, I'll talk more about like breadcrumbing and like talking about it and getting excited every day, that people want to be a part of it. So it's okay to me if you can't commit to it. Like, let me know what's a better time for you would be, and we'll work then. You know, if it's not this month, it's next month, and that's okay. And that's, again, what really worked for me my first 2 years of the business, because, you know, after a month or two of doing this, you guys, if you are consistent with it, then, you know, you're just going to have this huge ass list of people that you can follow up with, and it's all good. So, so that's that conversation. Let me see if I can, there's another one recently. I'll show you an example of one that, this is an example of somebody who's like been in my group all year. So the last thing she purchased from me was, an All Access Challenge pack at the beginning of the year. All right. All right, so this is, again, somebody who like maybe commented on that invite post, right? So I'm checking in with them. So the people who have worked with me in the past, I say like, thank you for your interest in my Happy Holiday Challenge. How are you doing? Like, catch me up, what's going on? And she just goes right into it. And again, you guys, I think maybe because I've been more direct lately, I tell her what's required. I say, this is somebody too who I know loves Shakeology, who has invested in the past. I say, I'm so glad Shakeology purchase isn't required. Can you commit to that? And it's okay, people say no, you know, but I only want to work with people who are committed. And she said to me, and I was kind of worried, to be honest. I was like, oh, what are they going to think? You know, I haven't made that requirement. That's just like getting up all in my head, right? So she's like, yeah, I was planning on ordering Energize and Shakeology anyway. So it worked out. You know, at the end of the day, it's like, I was kind of scared to talk about it. You know, at the end of the day, not only did she buy Shakeology, she bought a refresh, and she actually ended up buying like I think another All Access Challenge pack, because her All Access was coming up anyway. So yeah. So what happens, this is what I want to show you guys this. You guys can screenshot this if you want. This is something with people who've already purchased, who may already have the All Access. This is what I say. I say you can buy a bag of Shakeology for $156 as a customer, or you can buy a 3-day refresh challenge pack. I think it's a much better value, and I kind of show that. I say this is a great deal if you want to try the plant-based cleanse, you know, right after Christmas I'm doing it. So I invited her to that, and she chose number 2. And then again, that shows me she's committed. I'm excited. She's excited. I'm excited about this group, and that's how I do it. So, you know, and talking about another upsell, how I did it too, I said, you know, why doesn't she just do the All Access Kickstart that includes the All Access Pass, Shakeology, the refresh, you know? So she ended up spending like $231 plus. And I just need a new email address, and then she canceled her old All Access. So it was like a great deal for everybody. And again, I know I'm really excited about working with her, because I know she has all the tools that she needs to be successful in December. So that's how I talk to people who are already customers of mine. And I'm just going to hop back to you guys. Do you guys have any questions about that while I'm here? Pretty straightforward. You guys ever have problems with like how to talk to people about Shakeology or how to talk to people about the workouts, or like you just don't know the perfect thing to say. What really helped me is like, I was like, okay, what are the components of what we do? And there's three main components: nutrition, workouts, and the community. And then I write down, what do I love about this? Three things. That's what I share with people, right? Like real life things. Like I love the workouts because they're short. I get bored really easy to change them up, and there's a modifier. That's what I loved about it. So that's what I share. So, you know, like I share my wording with you, you know, take it if you want, emphasize it, but know that you also love these programs and those things that, you know, how Shakeology has helped you or how the performance line has helped you. And it might just be really beneficial for you guys to sit down and put three things, why you love it, why it's helped you, and share that with people. And that's what people relate to. So that's how I invite. So that was my first invite. That's kind of like some wording that I use. And then what I think is really important too is not just to invite once, right? So I made sure, because I wanted this to like, I knew I had to make a big change in my group and I really had some big goals for the end of the year. And I'm like, I need to really do this right and just dive all in. So it's important to me, like Nicole said, like not just invite once and that's it. Like I invite every single day, multiple times a day. So I'll go back to my screen share. I'll show you guys how I breadcrumb every day, but every single day I'm talking about this challenge. And it's not just like the same post. Like I'll ask people a question like, what do you think I should give for giveaways? Or I'll thank people for their interest in one post. I'll be like, I'm getting through things as fast as I can. Or you could do a post like, I'm so excited, I've been talking to people about their fitness goals, make sure to reach out to me. And what I do, you guys, is like people who I looked up to in this business, like Amy Silverman is amazing at this. Haley Christensen is amazing at this. Every single post they do is an invite in some way. It doesn't have to be direct, but there's always that like reaching out the hand. Haley Christensen does this like brilliantly in the most simple way. And that's what I've been doing every day, breadcrumbing it. You guys have seen it maybe in my Insta stories where I said like I have 11 spots left, like, and I do a poll. When I do a poll, you can check out my Instagram stories if you want. I've said this before. I don't give them like a no option because I don't care. Like I don't want to hear from people who don't want to do it. Like I want to hear from people who do. So usually I say like I give them two options, but they're both kind of yes. And then I reach out to them and say like, thank you so much for your interest in my Happy Holiday Challenge. Like, catch me up. How are you doing? Or I say like, can you tell me a little bit about your goals? And then just start the conversation there. And then it always turns into those kind of three pillars that I talk about: their fitness and accountability and support. Then it usually comes down to price. I ask them if they can commit. If they can't, that's okay too. Those are going to be my January, February, March girls. So follow-ups are just as important. It's not about you guys. It's about them and their journey and what's right for them. And it's very, very common for people to say no to me, or it's not the right time 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times before they commit. Some people, it's a year. So that's why it's really important to have a simple system. Make sure you're following up with those girls the next month. They're going to thank you. And all my coaches here, Kristen, Jen, Leanne, have, you know, Helen have said no, or sorry, Christina said no to me numerous times, and I just kept asking, and it's okay. So that's how I do it. So follow-ups too are just as important as the invite. So we'll go really quickly to back to my Instagram, and I'll just give you guys some examples of how I'm breadcrumbing this challenge. So all these Instagram posts, I just go to Instagram because it's really easy for me to find my posts, but I do the same posts on my like page, okay? So, okay. So this one was the one that was my initial invite. This one was, I just said again, it's like, I'm really excited. I can't help but get into the spirit because my registration is now open for my Happy Holiday Challenge. You can see my previous post to save your spot. And then I just asked them, like, what's your favorite gift to give in the winter? You know, big or small. And I got some engagement on this. I got a lot more engagement on my like page. So it's always interesting where you get the most. I get surprised with it all the time. But you never know until you ask, and it's okay. I've had posts where I ask questions and nobody answers, but it's not the end of the world. So that's how I breadcrumb it, right? usually what I'm doing is I'm sharing something I love in all my posts with either coaching or my challenge groups or the community. Here's another one I breadcrumb. It's just a picture of me taking a break from my inbox, telling you much how I love and admire you. And at the end, I'm saying, like, fill out the form in my bio. You don't want to miss out on this. It's another breadcrumb. Just keep talking about it, you guys. It's not enough to invite once. So that's why I think it's going to be really cool next year to go back to my old system where I'm giving people, like, this December 1st, I'm already going to be inviting to my January group, right? It gives people a month. It gives you time to breadcrumb or follow up. It gives people time to get back to you. It gives you time to have conversations with people. And that's, I think, what really contributed to helping people, like a lot of people, my first 2 years, is because numerous things, but mostly because I gave myself that. Like, what I find this year is like, because I'm always thinking back, like, okay, what went really good this year? And trust me, like, I'm not just sitting here complaining about my business. Like, there's things that went, but that I want to improve on. There's things that went amazing. There's a lot of things that went amazing, but I'm always thinking about, because this is my business, how can I get better? How can I make it funner? What can I do different? How can I be different than everybody else? That's constantly on my mind. So I lost my train of thought there, but it'll come back to me. I totally lost my point there. Let's go back to what's going on here. Oh yeah, this was a really good one. I got a lot of, because I in my Instagram stories at the same time, I did a poll, and I did this in the Instagram stories. I'm like, throwback to 2016, and I gave physical proof of what I looked like after my Happy Holiday Challenge in 2016, 2015, 2014. And again, pop me a message. This doesn't, like, I didn't get a lot of engagement here, but I got a lot of people comment on that poll on my Instagram stories, because it's just like results, right? So, like, this is how I felt. This is how I think I looked really good after that. And I was excited about that. I'm excited to look really good after my next one. Results you cannot show enough results. My first Happy Holiday Challenge, obviously I didn't have it, but then I talked about what it was like for me the Christmas before in 2013, when I was overweight and stressed and overwhelmed, and how this year I don't want to feel like that. And I'm really excited to, feel good. So you can always talk about how you feel. And that's pretty much it. None of these else have, oh yeah, this one. Again, this is another breadcrumb. Who's ending 2017 strong with me? I really like Instagram now, because you can have a poll in there, or you can also have an invite in Instagram stories. And Instagram stories is like, we talked a lot about that, how you should be using that, because people love it. Polls are amazing. So usually, like, I'll like breadcrumb it here, and I'll like ask them in Instagram stories too. And I find that polls have been really good for people to reach out to you, because it's really simple. They don't have to be vulnerable and comment. They don't have to do something hard, like fill out an application or anything. They can just comment on that poll, and that's a great way to start the conversation. What you can do too is, anybody who likes any of these photos, you can reach out to them, and I could say, hey, Jody, thank you so much for your love on my Happy Holiday Challenge post. It means the world to me. Just be playful with it. You can just say, like, are you looking to start your journey in December? Or are you just sending me some love? Either way, I appreciate it. And I want you to know, like, I'm here to help. Like, are you interested in more information? Like, where are you at? And don't be scared to have that conversation. And put yourself out there too, and reach out to people. So that's what I have for you guys. And again, I'm really excited too. I'm going to keep moving on. This system has worked really hard for me, really good for me. I woke up today at Success Club 12, which is really fun for me and exciting, because what I think where I went wrong, or what I need to improve on, I think this was my point, the other point I had that I missed. I think maybe where, because I wasn't getting the results and showing results for people, where I went wrong, or what I need to improve on from this last year, is that because, like, this is something I think when you have a theme and you have a start and end date and you can like make it really fun, it's really easy to invite to that. But with my year-long group, it was like just the same old month, you know, like, and I did do some things to try to switch it up. It's just like, I felt like maybe because it was like hard for me to get excited about it because I was still trying to like motivate these girls who were just not in it. And I was like, I don't want to like invite people who might not like, because maybe I didn't think it was the best environment. So maybe that was harder for me to invite. But now, like, again, and that, again, this was a really good year for me. I'm not like sitting here crying about it. But, you know, now I'm finding it much easier to hit my goals much quicker and then some than it was for me before when I was less excited, when it was kind of like stale, and when I didn't have like all the components that have made my group successful in the past. So I'm really excited to go back to that. And again, just take what worked last year, change it up, switch up what didn't work, say goodbye to 2017, and end 2017 on a really strong note, and then just like blow it out of the park with 2018 and all the amazing things that are coming out, and just like being at leadership and like seeing all these other things that Beachbody's working on, and like it's just like we're really taken care of. All we have to worry about is creating fun environments for people to get results in. And work with people who are committed, and that's our job. So I think that's amazing. So do you guys have any questions? Okay, so there are some questions here. If you guys have any other questions, I know, sorry, I'm running a bit behind, and I want to honor you guys' time. I just want to make sure while we're here on this topic, I'm happy to answer anything or anything at all. I'm happy to help. So let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. One thing that I've been asked in the past is that if people have asked me, would you do a group with just all access people and then a group with Shakeology people? And my answer is no. Like, just do one group and pour everything into it. Keep your business simple. Guys, group for this, group for that, group for that. It's really hard to be everywhere and do a really good job. That has been a big struggle for me this year. I feel like half my mind's over here and trying to motivate these people and blah, blah, blah. All in all, I also have a growing team and you guys I want to take care of, and like my own journey, my own growth. Keep your business as simple as possible. One group is plenty. In my opinion, you can run more than one a month. Like I've seen coaches like have start dates the first of the month and then the third week of the month. If you want it, you know, that's fine. But as long as it's like one group with a start date, end date, and keeping it simple. Don't have customers over here or customers over there. I just find that, I don't know. That's just my opinion. Taba has a lot of the same experience as me. How are you going to work longer programs like the 80-day obsession with 3-week groups? That's a great question, Jen. That's a really good question. So for me personally, I mean, you can do whatever you think is going to be great, but I like to start a new group every single month, right? So even if that's people, I'm really going to have to put some good thought into that. But my gut reaction is that I'm still going to do it this way because not everybody in my groups are going to be doing 80-day obsession. I'm also at a different place in my business that you might be, where I have, you know, a good customer base now, a good coaching team. People are doing different things. And I just want to have one focus group. If they're checking with 80-day obsession, that's what I'm going to be doing. That's great. If they're not and they want to do Insanity Max 30 and they're still committed, that's great. But I've also done groups that are tailored to a specific program only. Some have gone really great. Like you guys have seen, I've done like test groups. Nicole's doing one where you'll work on the side, maybe through text message or like a small group, like all those things. Like those are also ways to get creative. I don't want you guys to steer it from that, but I don't want you running a group for 80-day obsession, then one for 21-day fix and one for this, one for that. So personally for me, like that's why I like to call it more like my wellness group, so I can cater to more people and keep it simple. So I'm going to be doing one. My gut reaction tells me I'll just be going back to doing one group a month and taking 1 week off. What I do in my group, when I say I take 1 week off, like there's a check-in and everything for the 3 weeks. People can still post that 4th week, and they often do. But I like to tell people that like, this is my job and I love it, but I need to like take a break once a month, like, and like not have to feel like I'm on the computer all the time, right? So that's important to me and my self-care. But usually in that last week, what I did for my first few years is that's the week I'd run my coaching sneak peek. So I wanted to focus on that as well. So you can do whatever feels good to you. But in my experience, doing groups that are longer than a month, people like, it's harder to get that engagement. That's my experience, Jen. Do you guys have any other questions? If you do, just think about it for a second. I'm just gonna let my dog out. Come on. Come on. All right, ladies. If there aren't any questions, we'll just leave it there. Thank you guys so much. I hope that helped you guys. Again, I think the most important thing, like Nicole said, is like when you're excited, people are excited. They want to be a part of it. They don't even like care what it is. So like, just like all like you can have the perfect group and everything, but like just like showing up and being yourself, being excited, sharing your journey, developing relationships with people. That's all the back end work, right? That needs to happen on a daily basis. And you will fill your groups. We're gonna have a really great end to 2016 and 2017 is gonna, or 2017, 2018 is, it's gonna be a really, really great year for our team. I tell my team like the best is truly yet to come with 80-Day Obsession and a lot of other things that are coming out, like the protein bars I'm really excited about from Beachbody, and a lot of other, like they have like the mindset program. There's a lot of really exciting stuff. So we have a lot to look forward to, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So you are very welcome, ladies. So I'll leave it there, and I hope you guys have a good night.